gentlemen who are about to land at Johannesburg, please fasten your seatbelts, ensure that your seatbacks are in the upright position, that your armrests are down, that your tradejets and footrests are folded away. Dames en heren, ons gaan binnenkort land.
Hypotheses. If water contains salt components, then it would freeze at a different, lower temperature than fresh water, because salt components alter the water's freezing point.
Ice is formed when molecules of H2O lower their speed, making them stay trapped onto the intermolecular attractions of molecules in pure water. As a result of these forces, a net of water is formed and turned into ice. By adding salt onto water, NaCl would block the water molecules to enter again to the solid, causing more water molecules to leave and less to enter the solid.
In the experiment, there was many sources of error. For example, we couldn't get to our desired temperature, which was negative 10 degrees Celsius. Also, we didn't have enough time for the water to freeze. And also, there was a time where our mixture was too concentrated and the container melted because of it. For the experiment, we had two containers, A and B, which both had water. In container A, we added salt. Then, we put both of the containers under a negative 10 degrees Celsius temperature for 10 minutes. At the end, we noticed that container A, which contained salt, remained completely liquid, while container B, which contained only fresh water, was completely solid or frozen.
We reached a conclusion, and first I want to restate the hypothesis, which states that if we add salt components to fresh water, the freezing point will totally change, creating a new freezing point that has a much lower temperature than the freezing point of fresh water. After long hours of research and experiments, we concluded that our experiment supports the hypothesis because, indeed, fresh water and salt water have a totally different freezing point. We can prove this because if you take water and add some salt, then the salt makes it harder for the water molecules to bond and form ice. Finally, the role of our experiment in this situation was to help us understand and prove visually that salt has a major effect on the freezing point of water. Scientists have created many experiments proving that while fresh water requires 32 degrees Fahrenheit to freeze, salt water requires 28 degrees Fahrenheit to freeze. This happens because the salt blocks the water from passing from the liquid state to the solid state. That's why it needs a much lower temperature to freeze.